Welcome back to another video. So today we are back to talk more Dragon Ball. So I don't know about y'all, but I've been in a huge Dragon Ball mood for a minute. Ever since now, we're finally done with the Dragon Ball Super manga, superhero retellings. We're finally going to be getting into a new arc this month. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, all the stuff happening in Dragon Ball Legends and Dokkan Battle, and Dragon Ball Daima. I've just been in a big mood to talk about Dragon Ball. So over the next few weeks or so, maybe even coming months, you're going to be seeing a lot more Dragon Ball content on the channel. I haven't been doing any like that, like I said, because of all the Dragon Ball superhero retelling stuff, and I haven't been wanting to talk about that, but expect manga chapter reviews for the new arc and just talk about anything Dragon Ball. I'm even going to be starting a Dragon Ball Z movie series where I'm going to be going over every single Dragon Ball Z movie and talking about them, revealing and stuff like that. But that's for other videos in the future. But today I wanted to go through all of the Super Saiyan type transformations and rating them and talking about why I think they're good, why I don't like them, why they're like kind of mid, and rank them on a tier list. And today's just gonna be like a fun just talking about what are my favorite transformations, why do I like them so much, what are good transformations for me and what are bad transformations. And also I would love to hear down below, what do you think are good and bad transformations, your favorite memories with these transformations, and why some of them suck or why they're good. But before we hop in, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to see more content like this, and hit that bell post consistently. Let's get into it. So we're gonna go in order, and I'm gonna be just going through all my details and stuff like that, but this is my opinion, and I would love to, like I said, love to hear your opinion down below. But let's start with the first one. Let's talk about Ozaru, the Great Ape transformation. This is a transformation that's really weird for me because this transformation is cool, especially in the beginning of Dragon Ball and seeing Goku turn into it, and then seeing it in Dragon Ball Z, seeing Gohan turn into it. But you don't really see this form a lot. And Vegeta turned into it as well. And I also like in the Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi games, you get to see like other Saiyans Great Ape transformations. Like I think Raditz and Nappa can both turn Great Ape in those games. I like seeing stuff like that, but this isn't like a crazy transformation to me. Even the Ozaru, the Golden Ape Ozaru from Dragon Ball GT, they're both kind of like cool, but they're not like awe-inspiring to me. They don't really have a lot. I like the history behind it. I like that all the Saiyans were turning into Great Apes, and that's how they became so dominant and was able to conquer and destroy many planets. But it doesn't hit my heartstrings as much as other transformations do, and they're not as cool as other transformations. So I think it's like a perfect like C tier transformation. Even the Golden Ape Ozaru from GT is also like a C tier. Like they're both in like the same league. I do like both of them equally. I don't like one over the other. I think they're both cool, but I think it's fine where it's at. But I really do love the history of it, and especially seeing the Saiyans with their armor, because you know how the Saiyan armor is like super stretchy, and so it can grow and stuff like that. I love seeing like the Great Apes in the Saiyan armor whenever they go to different planets, like in flashbacks, and I think it's really cool. But I think it belongs in C tier. D tier, we're gonna go Super Trunks. I don't remember which grade Super Saiyan this is. This might be 3 or 2. I don't know if it's 2. But this is from obviously the Cell Saga, and Vegeta also has a form like this, but it's not as crazy. It's right here. We're gonna rank them both at the same time. I think they're both D. I'm not a big fan of the big bulging muscles of the super forms like Super Vegeta, Super Trunks, and whatever grade Super Saiyan this is. I'm not a big fan of them per se. I think like when I first saw them, I thought they were cool, but they don't really show them at all after this because they already talk about how weak the form is in terms of like they get stronger, but their speed drastically slows down, so we don't really see it again after this. The only time we see it is like when some characters like bulk up. I think maybe Super Boo bulked up one time. But like, you know, a lot of characters don't do this anymore because it's like it makes you slower, and it's not that it's powerful, but you're slow. You can't hit nobody. And when I was growing up, I never really was attached to this form. I thought Trunks' version looked way more cooler because of his hair. Like if you see his hair looks fire. And I just like seeing characters in the Saiyan armor, but I never been a big fan of this super form, so I'm gonna put it in D. Ultimate Gohan / Mystic. It's cool. I'm not the biggest fan. I think it's like a decent like form. I think it's like, I want to say maybe C. It's just Gohan with his normal hair, except he has that one bang come down, and I'm not like the biggest fan of it, especially because it doesn't like change his design a lot. I do like the whole like electricity that goes around him. I think that's pretty cool, and I do like the shade of black that they do, but it's not like a crazy form to me where I'm like, yes, like this is fire. But I still think it's pretty cool because Gohan does a lot of cool stuff in this form, but I was so glad in Superhero that Gohan got a brand new form, which is down here, a brand new form and he didn't stay Mystic the whole movie. Because I remember when he turned Mystic, I was just like, oh my god. I found it cooler in Superhero when he was like in Super Saiyan, because we don't get to see Gohan be in Super Saiyan as much. So I thought that was way more cooler. And I'm like, I thought that was way more cooler. But I think it's still fire. It's still like a cool transformation. Just definitely not one of my favorites. Now let's get into the controversial stuff. Let's talk about Super Saiyan Blue. Let's talk about both forms actually. You know what's crazy? I'm actually missing a form. I'm missing a form. I'm gonna find it real quick and I'll be right back. There we go. We're back. It's right here. I was missing a form. If y'all don't know, so we have Super Saiyan Blue, Mastered Super Saiyan Blue from the manga, and Blue Kaioken from the anime. So let's go into the Super Saiyan Blue. So I'm gonna tell y'all my story with Super Saiyan Blue. So when Resurrection F came out, I was not a big fan of that movie. I thought the movie was pretty boring. Even the fighting wasn't too crazy to me. For a movie that's like mostly fighting, I wasn't impressed by any of the fighting really in that movie. It's such a crazy difference when you watch Resurrection F and then watch Super Broly, because Super Broly is like 45 minutes of just fighting, and the fighting in that is absolutely amazing. I've rewatched Super Broly so much, and sometimes I'll just skip the flashbacks and I'll just go straight to the 45 minutes of fighting, and it's perfect. And I don't know why, but every single time I watch Resurrection F, that whatever hour of just fighting, it just doesn't hit. It's not like fun, it's not interesting. And so when I first watched Resurrection of F and I saw Super Saiyan Blue, I was kind of not liking it, because one, they didn't even like explain it really. All they said was like, oh, this is when you take Super Saiyan God and you go Super Saiyan. But we didn't get to see them like transform into Super Saiyan Blue or learn it. So it felt like it came out of nowhere, which it did. And the form wasn't too interesting at first when we first saw it. It was just Goku with blue hair. And it didn't have a lot of importance to me. It didn't like give me, it didn't look cool. It didn't feel cool. So I didn't really like Super Saiyan Blue. I actually preferred Super Saiyan God a lot more. But as time has gone on with multiple games, seeing Super Saiyan Blue more in Super, and seeing Super Saiyan Blue not just like in like Super, but also like Dragon Ball Super Broly, and seeing it in all these other different medias, I feel like it's boosted Super Saiyan Blue up a lot for me. I think Super Saiyan Blue is like a lot more entertaining. I like the colors a lot more. I think Goku has done a lot more cool stuff in Super Saiyan Blue. So it's just weird that like I feel like I flipped. Like back then, I would have put this like in C, but now y'all might think I'm crazy, but I might put it in S. I love Super Saiyan Blue now. It's so crazy, the shift for me in this form, cause now cause back then I used to love Super Saiyan God more than Super Saiyan Blue, but it's like maybe because we don't get to see Super Saiyan God as much. Maybe this is like just a system of just them showing Super Saiyan Blue so much that now I started to like it a lot more. But I just remember like so many cool moments now in Dragon Ball Super with Super Saiyan Blue and with the games. Like I just like the form, I like the colors, and I'm like, dang, like the way I feel about this form has completely changed. But I'm thinking about it and I'm like, man, do I really want to put it in S tier? Because I feel like there are just certain forms that deserve to be S tier, and I don't know if Super Saiyan Blue is that yet. Maybe it is. I don't know. I like it a lot. Okay, for now, I'm gonna put it A for now, but I might put it S. This, I'm putting Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken S. Everything I said about Super Saiyan Blue applied to Super Saiyan Kaioken, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, but it's even cooler. I love Kaioken. As y'all see, Kaioken's right here. We're going to rank it later. I love Kaioken. I just love the ability of that red aura and then getting stronger, but also it having a weakness, like it being bad to you, even though like they kind of don't do the weakness as much anymore. But I still love Kaioken. I also love how the aura lies on top of the blue and red aura. Like I'm pulling up a picture right now, or a video or whatever over this video, but you see how the blue aura and then there's the red aura on top. And there's so many cool moments, like for example when Goku and Vegeta jump Jiren, where Jiren's fighting against Blue Evolved and Blue Kaioken, and I think they call it Evoken. I think that's what the nickname for that duo, that jumping combo is called. And it's just so cool, man. I just love Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken a lot now. It's weird. I'm telling y'all, if y'all asked me this shit like 3 years ago, I would have told you like, Super Saiyan Blue isn't like, it's not that cool. It's like B or C, but just so much stuff has happened. And I just have a new appreciation for Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. But I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm fine with these for now. This is definitely not one of my faves. So when I'm talking about all the stuff with Super Saiyan Blue, I mostly mean the anime. Super Saiyan Blue in the manga does not hit as much as I want it to. This form is Master Super Saiyan Blue, which, if y'all don't know, Master Super Saiyan Blue is a form that is discovered in the Goku Black arc in the manga, where they learn to use all of Super Saiyan Blue's like power. And what they do is they suck all the aura inside, and so there's no aura. It's just like, I think, steam. And this is like the most powerful version of Super Saiyan Blue. This is when Goku like does the Hakai on Zamatsu, and it's really, really cool. But Master Super Saiyan Blue doesn't really hit for me, because one thing I love about Super Saiyan Blue the most, besides like the design and the moments, is like the aura. I think the aura is really cool. I think the blue godly color is really cool, and it not having that aura and it's just being Goku with blue hair in the manga with no like, the steam is cool, but I feel like they could have done more with the steam and emphasized it more. So it's not like one of my favorite forms of Super Saiyan Blue. Like, I'd rather just see normal Super Saiyan Blue than mastered. And even in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, he doesn't have like a crazy amount of aura, but he has that aura, you feel me? Like that aura from that movie with Blue Goku. Like, and I don't mean like his actual like character aura, I mean like the aura of his character, like just the feeling of badass. You feel what I'm saying? I feel that more in that movie whenever there was no aura, and when there was aura, than compared to the manga. So I'm gonna put the manga in B. If you don't get what I'm saying, I'm sorry. I hope like if you get it, you get it. But I'm definitely putting like Master Super Saiyan Blue / Blue Goku, Super Saiyan Blue Goku from the manga, and Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta from the manga in like B. Like, it's fine, but it's definitely not cool to me. It's not like the greatest thing ever. Now let's get into Super Saiyan God. This might be a little controversial. I feel like Super Saiyan God was so much higher for me back then when it first came out, and even like for, like I said earlier, I preferred Super Saiyan Blue. I prefer Super Saiyan God over Super Saiyan Blue. But over time, I feel like maybe because we just don't get to see it that much, we never really get to see Super Saiyan God. It was crazy because I think in Dragon Ball Super, I'm telling you, the only times we got to see Super Saiyan God was during the Battle Gods retelling arc. I think one time during a training session, we get to see it. I don't even think we get to see it in the Goku Black arc. I don't even think we get to see it in there. And I know we get to see it in Tournament Power because we have that moment where Goku is just, he's using all of his forms. He's just spamming all of them forms. He don't care. And I remember mostly we get to see it whenever he was fighting, he fought Caulifla and Kale. And then he also fought, I think it was Dispo with Hit, and he used Super Saiyan God. And I'm pretty sure he used it against Jiren as well. But we don't really get to see this form as much. And we saw it in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. And that was the coolest way we got to see it in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie in a long time. We got to see Goku and Vegeta turn Super Saiyan God. And it was really, really cool, but we don't get to see this form as much, and I feel like it's taking it down a little bit for me, because it doesn't hit as much. Like, it doesn't hit as much for me, and I do like the design. I love the design of the red hair. I like that, like, their body literally gets, like, lean, like skinnier and leaner. I think that's really, really cool, but back then, I would have probably put it in S, but now I'm going to put it, like, in A. I think it's, like, in the same tier as normal Super Saiyan Blue. I think Super Saiyan Blue is a little bit cooler now, like I said, but I still think Super Saiyan God's really, really cool. But it just kind of hurts that we don't get to see this form that much. I don't even know. Do we get to see Super Saiyan God in the Granola arc? I might have to reread it. I might reread it, because I don't think I made a video on the Granola arc. So I might make a video where I just go over the whole arc, retelling it and stuff like that. But I don't remember if we get to see Super Saiyan God in the arc. I know we get to see this guy and more Ultra Instinct, but we don't really get to see Super Saiyan God, really, and that's kind of sad. I wish we get to see Super Saiyan God and more stuff. But let's enter the next form, which is Kaioken. Like I said earlier, I love Kaioken. Kaioken is one of the like first big transformations from Dragon Ball Z, and it just hits. There's so many good moments with Kaioken. For example, when Goku turns Kaioken against Nappa to catch him before he catches Gohan and Krillin, when Goku turns Kaioken types 3 and 4 against Vegeta, when Goku does Kaioken on the Ginyu Force, when Goku does Kaioken on Frieza with the Kaioken times 20. Y'all know how cool that moment is when I was growing up, because that man was literally getting, like, was drowning, like, literally getting drowned by Frieza. And then he has these these thoughts. He has these thoughts about Vegeta, and the Vegeta tells him, like, you're a warrior, you gotta like fight back and like avenge the Saiyans. And then he wakes up, right? And then he like gets Frieza off of him, and then he turns like Kaioken times 20, like gives him that beat down and that Kamehameha. It didn't do any damage to Frieza really, but it was still so cool to me. And then after that, we don't really get to see Kaioken, I think, in the rest of Dragon Ball Z. Besides, we get to see him use it in that filler arc with Pikkon. You get to see Super Kaioken, which is so cool. Maybe I should have put on this list. Maybe I should have, because I have fake Super Saiyan on here. Nah, but if it was on the list, it'll probably be like an A. I think that form is so cool, bro. But I think Kaioken is one of my favorite things, and it's so fire. I wish we get to see it more, and I was so happy and Super they brought it back and used it with Super Saiyan Blue in the anime. I thought it was so fire. Like, it's just so cool with the aura, and then it being like on top of the Kaioken of the Super Saiyan Blue aura. It was just so cool. I love Kaioken so much. It's such a perfect shonen transformation, Dragon Ball Z transformation. I love it. Super Saiyan Rose. I like Super Saiyan Rose. I think it's cool. It's not like crazy, like it doesn't have the culture, it doesn't have the like impact to me as these other forms in S and A, but I think it's cool. Like, it's like definitely like a cool form. I wish we got to see, I don't know I don't know, because I like transformations that just get shown more and more through time. I feel like maybe because we didn't get to see Goku Black for, like, you know, multiple arcs and stuff like that, that Super Saiyan Rose doesn't hit as hard, but it's still like, it's just a really cool transformation. It's just really cool, and I like the colors, I like the aura, and then I like that all of his attacks are just like the same color as the hair, like all the rose color. We got this like the sword, and then we have the scythe, and it's really cool. But I think it's not anything like too crazy. It's not like A or S for me. It doesn't have like the history and the moments for me as those other transformations do. So that's why it's going to be in B for me. But I think it's a cool transformation. Super Saiyan 4 goes in S. I know that we can all agree that GT isn't that good. But one thing that GT did really well is make this transformation. This transformation is so hard. This is the definition of Dragon Ball. I just love the significance behind the transformation. I just love that the way you become Super Saiyan 4 is by returning back to your roots, getting back your tail, and then turning into a golden Ozaru, and then you learn how to control the golden Ozaru. You take control of it, and then you become Super Saiyan 4. It is so cool. And the moments, like the 10 times Kamehameha, the whole Goku versus Super Baby 2 fight is just so fire. And even Goku versus Super 17 is fire. Like, there's a moment where I think Goku grabs Super 17 and like holds him tight, and then I think he just blows them up. It is so cool. Anything in the Shadow Dragon arc with Super Saiyan 4 Goku, like for example when he got blinded by I think Ice Shinron and then dodged the attack and punched him in his stomach or through his chest or whatever, and then he did the Dragon Fist on the ground. There's so many cool moments with Super Saiyan 4 Goku that it just, the whole form, it just has to be an S for me personally. I think it's in the same level as these transformations. It's just a perfect form. But I can see if some people don't like it, but I just love transformations that have like backstory and have like significance to it. Like him having to use the golden Ozaru to turn into this form and then returning back to his Saiyan roots, I think it's so cool. I think that's another thing what I like about the difference between Dragon Ball GT and Dragon Ball Super, because Dragon Ball Super is more about the characters turning into like these godly forms, and I like how GT is like them turning back to their Saiyan roots and realizing their Saiyan power that's in their tails. I think that's just really cool, and I like that both series have their own interpretation of what the true Saiyan strength is, if you get what I'm saying. Waiting on to the next one, I'm surprised Broly's, like both Broly forms on here. I guess it's like, you know, his enraged form, because if y'all remember, Broly gets like bigger as he gets stronger, and like when he lost sense of control, he turns into like a bigger form. But it's going in C. You know, it's just like, it's like whatever. This form, I ain't gonna lie, it's probably going in B. I like this form a lot. I think it's cool, but you know, it is just legendary Super Saiyan Broly. But I do like a lot of the stuff he does with it, like him throwing like a blast out of his mouth. I think it's so cool. The moments where they were in the time space thingy, like, you know, the time thing where they were like fighting each other and breaking through time and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. The only thing I don't like is that both Broly and Gogeta turn to like their forms, like Gogeta turns blue and Broly turns into his legendary form. I think they both do it inside of that CGI time thing, and it's crazy because the CGI in the Dragon Ball Broly movie isn't as good as it is in Superhero. Like Superhero, it looks amazing. The CGI in that movie is incredible, and I just wish that CGI was used in Dragon Ball Broly, because it would look even better with those transformation sequences, because their transformations are very they don't have impact. They just boom, they just transform. It's not like a sequence where it's like, one of my favorite sequences as well that made me love Super Saiyan Blue, I'm going back to Super Saiyan Blue for a little bit, was in the Broly movie. Remember when Super Saiyan, when Goku turned Super Saiyan Blue, where he like ripped off the orange off his shirt, and he ripped off the orange part of his gi, and then he just turns Super Saiyan Blue, and you see the green, and then you see him almost turn Ultra Instinct, and then he stops. Like, that's another thing that made me fall in love with Super Saiyan Blue, because that whole transformation sequence was so hard. And I'm upset that Legendary Super Saiyan Broly and Gogeta Blue didn't get to have that type of transformation sequence in the time thing. But like I said, going back to it, I think it's cool. I still think it's a cool looking form, but I don't think it's anything like crazy. It's definitely like a B tier transformation, right? And next, it's gonna be a lot of heavy hitters. I'm not even gonna lie. Let's talk about Ultra Instinct Sign. I'm putting it in S. I think y'all can understand why. When Ultra Instinct came out, bro, when Dragon Ball Super was going weekly, it was just such a moment. Like, you had to be there. It was like one of the most hype moments in anime, and just so cool. Every time he popped up on screen, it was a cool moment. Goku versus Jiren, and then we had Goku versus Kefla, and then we had the final fight with Goku versus Jiren, and just every moment with UI is so cool. Even in the manga, we go into the Moro arc. The Moro arc has its problems, but one of the best things is getting to see more Ultra Instinct. And in the Granola arc, we actually get to see more with UI Sign, with Goku being able to master it more and go into it more. And I just love seeing the aura with the black hair. It just looks really, really cool. So I would put it in S. Just so many good moments with it, and it has a great design. Perfect form. Next, we're gonna get into the Ultra Instinct Susanoo. This form is cool, but it's not. I think the moment's cool, but we haven't seen enough of it yet, and it's definitely giving a lot of Susanoo for me to like think of it any different. Like, that doesn't mean it's bad. It just doesn't hit on my heartstrings the way that other forms do. And it's just cool. Like, it's cool. I like the moment, but it's not like one of my favorite transformations ever. But I think Goku having a Susanoo is really cool, and it's like a Susanoo, Voltron, Power Rangers ass transformation, and I like those type of things. I like Voltron, I like Power Rangers, but I definitely don't want to rank this too high. It's just cool. Like, it's good, like a B tier. It's just cool. Mastered Ultra Instinct, guys. Like I said for Super Saiyan Blue, if y'all asked me this like 3 years ago, I would have put it lower. But after time, I love Master Ultra Instinct. I love him in Fighters. I love him in Legends. I love him in I used to love him in Dokkan. He's not that good no more. I like him in the games, like in Xenoverse 2. When he came out of Xenoverse 2, that was really, really fun. Really, really fun. I like this form, and the moments in the anime are also fire. Like him fighting Jiren and turning to Mastered. That whole sequence of him fighting Jiren when Jiren takes like his shirt off and he's going Mastered is one of the best moments in the anime. It's a great form, and I think the build up to it was also good. I think when he was in the sign form, but he wasn't doing enough damage, and then he like turned into like a galaxy and then turned into this form, and then that's when he like started demolishing Jiren. There's just so many cool moments with this form, and I think it built up to it good enough. I know some people were like, when he turned into it, you're like, why is his hair like white? But it kind of makes sense though, because I think all of the angels also have white hair, so it was like, it made sense. But I think it's a really, really cool transformation, and I think it's on the same level as Sign. I don't think I like one more than the other. I just think they both deserve to be in S. But if you asked me this a few years ago, I probably would have put it like bottom A or B. But over time, I just love this transformation like even more. Super Saiyan 3 is so cool, and I feel like it's super underrated. I think I'm gonna put it in A. I just love this form. I love the way it looks, but I definitely think it's more of a nostalgia thing, because we rarely get to see this form. I don't even remember all the times we get to see it in Super, but we get to see Super Saiyan 2, I think, more in Super than Super Saiyan 3. But Super Saiyan 3 has a lot of cool moments for me in my memories. For example, I don't know if y'all have ever seen Wrath of the Dragon, but Wrath of the Dragon has one of my favorite looks for Goku ever, especially with Super Saiyan 3, with how he looks. He looks so fire in that. And in Fusion Reborn, that whole fight between Janemba and Goku in Super Saiyan 3 is also really fire. I think Super Saiyan 3 is carried by games and movies, because he barely uses it in the anime besides, like, the fight against Majin Buu, which that fight is not that crazy to me. I don't really like that fight. But the fight with Kid Buu, that fight is so fire with Super Saiyan 3. But it's just sad we don't get to see more of the form, because it's such a good form, in my opinion. I know some people don't like the eyebrows or whatever, not the lack of eyebrows and stuff like that, but I think his design is just so fire. I think like Super Saiyan 3, specifically on Goku, looks great. I don't really like it whenever, I don't know if y'all ever played Raging Blast 2, but in Raging Blast 2, they had Vegeta and Broly with Super Saiyan 3. That shit did not look good. That shit was not good. I think Super Saiyan 3 only looks good on Goku and Gotenks. Other than that, it's not cool on anybody else or any type of fictional, different Dragon Ball Heroes type thing. It does not look good. But I really do love Super Saiyan 3. I think it's really, really cool. I think it obviously deserves to be an A, but I can understand some people are like, nah, that shit's trash. But for me, that shit is perfect. Chef's kiss. Just mwah. Perfect form. Next, let's get back to the kind of the Garbo transformations. Let's not be too rough. But Super Saiyan Blue Evolved, one of the examples of what makes a not a bad transformation to me, but a lackluster transformation. He kind of turned into it out of nowhere. I do like the whole like anger behind Vegeta and him like being like, no, I gotta make sure my family survives. I gotta protect my universe for my family. And he turned Super Saiyan Blue Evolved. And I do like the moments between him with Goku like evoking. I do like those moments, but I think the transformation doesn't look that cool to me. I don't like the whole like him getting bigger muscles. I think he gets bigger muscles. I don't like the shade of blue that it really does, like the darkish bluish and then the sparkles. I'm not the biggest fan of the transformation. It's crazy because like I feel bad because a lot of Vegeta's transformations aren't the craziest, like super Vegeta, and then you have Evolution Blue Evolved. This one is fire. We're gonna get to this one, but I'm not a big fan of the transformation, and it would have been better. I'm glad that he got like a different transformation. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm glad he got this transformation over this one, because this one feels like, you know, his version of Ultra Instinct, like his own unique version, his own unique transformation. While this one just feels like a Super Saiyan Blue 2. You feel what I'm saying? Like a Super Saiyan Blue 2, and it's not good. I don't like the design at all. So I think I'm gonna put it. I might put it D. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put this D, and I'm also gonna put this D, because I don't think it deserves to be in the same tier as like this. I do like that the whole point of this form also is that he's turning into like his Ozaru roots, but it's not that crazy. It's just him with like greener eyes and him getting bigger. So I don't think it deserves to be in C, but it's still cool. Like this form's still cool. Every form of Dragon Ball to me, because I am biased. I do like Dragon Ball transformations more than other transformations and other anime. Like for example, if this was a tier list with other transformations, all these transformations would probably be in a higher tier than them. But I'm ranking these transformations based on Dragon Ball to themselves, and I don't think that both these transformations deserve to be in these tiers. Let's get into the heavy hitters. Super Saiyan, obviously S. There's no like. This is obviously an easy answer. Super Saiyan 1 has redefined anime, redefined shonen. It's a moment that's bigger than anime, than shonen. Everyone knows about Goku turning Super Saiyan, and everyone knows of this form. It's just so cool. And when we get to see Goku fight Frieza, I just rewatched the Goku versus Frieza fight like yesterday, and oh my god, the aura that this character just oozes out. This character is cool. This character is everything. This character is anger. This character is hope. This character is everything. And I love this transformation. And I love that we get to see Super Saiyan throughout the entire show. We see it in the Cell Saga. And in the Cell Saga, we get to see the multiple different versions of Super Saiyan. We get to see the cool moves. We get to see Vegeta do Final Flash, Big Bang. We get to see Goku do Instant Transmission Kamehameha. We get to see him fight Cell. We get to see Gohan even like just stay in base form. Y'all know how cool it was for me in watching the Cell Saga and seeing Goku and Trunks. Not Goku and Trunks. Goku and Gohan like being able to stay in Super Saiyan, just walking around in Super Saiyan without the aura, just chilling. I remember when I was watching the filler arc where it was Goku and Gohan just enjoying their 10 days before the Cell Saga, and Goku going to find like the Dragon Balls and going on vacation and shit like that, and just spending time with his family, and them being Super Saiyan. That shit is one of my favorite things in anime. Just loving them, like just seeing them do stuff together with just Super Saiyan hair and just chilling and just being a family, because they don't really get to be a family. They always going through some BS. They was having to fight somebody, go through something, and I just love that arc so much, being able to see these characters just enjoy themselves peacefully. Like one of my favorite things to see, I think, is Goku and Gohan fishing, and then Goku's just laying down, just chilling, just sleeping. And it's one of my favorite things. I love this transformation so much. This transformation made my childhood. This transformation is Dragon Ball. This transformation is anime. This transformation is aura. This is the definition of just being that guy. But next, another transformation that just represents aura. Super Saiyan 2. Like I said, everything during the Cell Saga was Super Saiyan 2. Gohan turning in to Super Saiyan 2 and fighting Cell is another definition of anime, another definition of Dragon Ball Z, another definition of shonen. It's one of those moments. People argue it's like the greatest Dragon Ball Z moment. I would argue that it's like top 3, but it's definitely like one of the biggest Dragon Ball Z moments of all time. like, to me, it's like second to Goku turn Super Saiyan. But Super Saiyan 2, Gohan turning into that and beating Cell and living up to his potential that's been built up ever since the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, ever since the beginning of the Raditz saga, with him being able to actually hurt Raditz while Goku and Piccolo struggle to do it. This transformation has so much build up, and when it finally happens, it's just so perfect. It's so perfect that you can watch it in Japanese and English, and in both moments finna hit with the music. It is such a great moment. And it's sad because Super Saiyan, I feel like throughout the entire show, just gets better and better and better. My only problem with Super Saiyan 2 is that it definitely gets like, it doesn't have the significance that I wish it would for me after this arc. I feel like if Gohan didn't turn to Super Saiyan 2 with Cell and didn't have that whole moment, it wouldn't be as high for me. But that one moment just carries so much this transformation. Because Super Saiyan 2, like, and you don't really get to, you get to see it, but it doesn't really get to do a lot of, like, it doesn't have cool moments, really. Like in the Majin Buu saga, the coolest moment was seeing Goku and Vegeta fight while they're in Super Saiyan 2 and Majin Vegeta. But after that, we don't really get to see it like that. And then in Super, Goku be just using Super Saiyan 2 as his new Super Saiyan, but there's not a lot of cool moments he has with Super Saiyan 2 anymore. And Gohan doesn't really like turn Super Saiyan 2 as much. I don't even remember the time when Gohan turned into Super Saiyan 2 in the anime as an adult. Besides, I think he did it against Deborah. And I think he did it against Majin Buu. But we don't really get to see Super Saiyan 2 as cool anymore, if you get what I'm saying. But I think Super Saiyan 2 is another form that also is like carried in games. I don't know if you ever played Raging Blast 2. This is, I think, the second time I talk about Raging Blast 2 in this video. Raging Blast 2. Super Saiyan 2 Goku from Raging Blast 2 is one of my favorite characters to play in a Dragon Ball game. Because he jumps around everywhere. He uses his kicks a lot. It's such a fun character. And that was my main in that game. I was playing him all the time. I had to use Super Saiyan 2 Goku. But I think Super Saiyan 2 is also like one of those things, like I said, that's also like super, super cool in the games, but not really like in the movies. I don't think they use Super Saiyan 2 a lot in the movies. Besides in BoJack Unbound, when Gohan turned Super Saiyan 2, that was fire. That was so good, especially when he was like, I'm my father's son, and turns Super Saiyan, like, he turns Super Saiyan 2 and like fights everybody. He just starts one-shotting everybody. And then that moment where him and BoJack throw that blast at each other, and then Gohan literally like pierces through him. Like, it's so cool. Just, I love how all the moments with Super Saiyan 2 that just make me be like, this is the greatest thing ever, are all with Gohan, which makes sense. This is his form, right? And I like it. Even though I wish they did more of it, did more cooler moments with it, it still deserves to be an S tier to me. Another bad transformation. But bad is a strong word. But this is another transformation. Everything I said about Blue Evolved, apply that to Rage Trunks. Especially because Rage Trunks is also only an anime thing. But it's not one of those like good anime transformations like this one. I felt like it was pretty underwhelming. It definitely felt like just a Super Saiyan 2. And all he had was his like eyes like whitened out. It wasn't really that cool. He didn't really do any cool things with this form. And it's kind of disappointing. I'd rather him... It would have been cooler, I think, if he turned Super Saiyan 3. But this form wasn't anything crazy to me. I think the best thing Trunks did in that arc was definitely the whole Spirit Sword thing. That's my favorite part of it. But this transformation is definitely very disappointing, especially for Trunks' own exclusive transformation. I wish they did a little bit more with it. Like, this transformation is like not as cool as even Super Trunks. Like, how does Super Trunks look way more cooler than Rage Trunks? Like, that's just so sad. But yeah, definitely probably the worst transformation here. I ain't gonna lie. Let's get into, before we get into the big heavy hitters, I think the last ones for the video. These are the last two that I'm gonna go on I think a little tangent. Let's go about fake Super Saiyan. I think it deserves to be like in D. I just put it here because like a lot of people forget about fakes, false Super Saiyan or pseudo Super Saiyan. If I don't remember, this is from the Lord Slug movie when Goku's fighting Slug and he turns into this form for a little bit. I don't remember the story behind it. I don't know if it was because they said that this was supposed to be Super Saiyan, but then this was out before the Super Saiyan arc happened, like the Frieza arc happened whenever this was getting broadcasted, so they had to change the colors or something like that. I don't remember. I remember hearing that. I don't know if that's exactly true. Let me know down in the comment section down below if you know the story behind false Super Saiyan. But it's like, that's a cool design, but like, you know, it doesn't have like any history really, any like significance. So we're gonna put it in D. I think it looks cool though. It's probably gonna be at the bottom, like right here. I think it looks cool. I should order these, because this is probably gonna look crazy if I have Super Saiyan Blue above these. I'm gonna order them at the end of the video. Like after I do these two, I'm gonna order them. Ultra Ego. Ultra Ego is really, really cool. I think I'm gonna put it like B, but I want to put it A. But like, I want to see more. I think all the moments we had in the Granola arc were really, really cool. I think that giving Vegeta his own version of Ultra Instinct, his version of godly power is so cool, and everything I have a problem with evolved, like Ultra Ego does right. I do like also that Vegeta is known for like losing, getting his ass whooped, and I just like that this transformation literally like benefits him getting his ass kicked, because the more he gets hurt, the more powerful he becomes. I think that's so fucking cool. And I just like the design, the purple. I do like that it's totally different from Ultra Instinct. With Ultra Instinct with the silver hair, and then Ultra Ego with the purple hair, and with the God of Destruction like earring. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna put an A, but the more and more we see it, probably in the next arc, we're probably gonna see more of Ultra Ego. It might go up, but I do love everything they did with Ultra Ego. Now, Beast Gohan. I love Beast Gohan. I think it's gonna go in the same tier as Ultra Ego. I feel like if we see more of it, I'm gonna put it higher. But this transformation is so fire. I remember when I was watching Superhero and I saw it, I was like, yo, this form is so hard, bro. I know people say the hair is crazy. I love the crazy hair. People talk about the eyes. I love the eyes. People talking about them like the moment how they kind of copied Super Saiyan 2, which they did. That is all true. But I think the form is so cool. I do want to see more of it, and I do wish that it had like a bigger like moment to it, because the way he turns Beast Gohan is by him seeing Piccolo get like fucked up by Cell Max, and then he turns into Beast Gohan. And I do like it a little bit, because I do like how in that scene they do put a lot of pressure on Gohan, because they're all telling him like, yo, you need to prepare the special beam cannon, like you got to do this one shot, you're the only one strong enough to do it. And then he sees like everybody getting hurt and shit like that, then sees Gohan, like not Gohan, sees Piccolo getting fucked up, and that's what sends him in the Beast. It's kind of like a rehash of like Gohan always transforming when it comes to like his family, and like you know, like Piccolo, seeing Piccolo get hurt and stuff like that. And I can understand that, but I think the form does look really cool. Like it just really looks cool, and it's cool in all the games. Like in Xenoverse 2 it's cool, Legends it's cool. It sucks in Dokkan, but we're gonna hopefully get another Beast Gohan in Dokkan that will like alleviate that. But I think it's also another form that just like looks really fucking cool. But like I said, B tier is like all the forms that just look cool but don't really have like crazy story or like history to it that like adds more to the transformation. It's just cool, right? And I think it's everything. I think this is my list. I'm gonna change it up a bit, probably like change where everything is a bit. So let me cut real quick and you'll see like which forms I think are better than the other and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it's my final list. I think I like everything: Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 4, Kaioken, Blue Kaioken, Ultra Instinct, and Ultra Instinct Sign. These two are on the same level. These are the exact same to me, but I do think these transformations are definitely like my top 5 favorite transformations in all of Dragon Ball. But thank you guys for watching the video. Leave a like, subscribe to see more content, and hit that bell post consistently. And let me know down below what are your favorite transformations, your favorite moments with Dragon Ball, with these transformations. What things you disagree with me with, what forms you think are trash or good. I would love to hear it down below. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.